Hey, welcome back to School Story. I'm Stewart Hudnall, and today we've got something a little different, something a little unique. We are actually going to be having a guest on that is an AI. It's a bot we're going to be talking with to showcase a few things, and the power that is with it, but also, what it can do. And we're going to interview it for the podcast. We're going to interview it for AI and see where we can go from there. So let's get started with it. All right, chat, you ready to do this?
Yes, I'm ready. What would you like to talk about or ask?
All right, so I'm currently hosting a podcast and you are a guest. The podcast is called School Story, and we focus on all things school leadership, and we want to interview you on the podcast today.
That sounds great. I'm excited to be a part of your podcast, School Story. What would you like to discuss or ask about school and school leadership?
Well, what I'd like to do today is have a conversation with you, a little maybe informal in style, where we discuss what AI looks like in the classroom, what it looks like in schools, in education, moving forward, concerns, basically just AI in general.
That sounds like a fascinating and important topic. AI's impact on education is vast and evolving. There's a lot to explore, from enhancing personalized learning to addressing concerns about AI's role in the classroom. Let's dive into this discussion. Where would you like to start?
You know what? Let's just jump straight in. What does it look like today? What can we do? What can leaders expect? What can teachers expect?
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Our systems are experiencing heavy load. Please try again later.
All right, you ready? Let's go ahead and talk about AI in the classroom.
Great! AI in the classroom is a huge topic. It's changing how we teach and learn. AI can personalize learning, giving students tailored resources. It can also help teachers by automating admin tasks, letting them focus more on teaching. But there are challenges, like ensuring equitable access and addressing privacy concerns. How do you see AI fitting into today's educational landscape?
I kind of picture it almost like the how housewives thought back in the 50s and 60s that technology was going to change their life, where it was going to revolutionize it, and it has to an extent. What I am excited to see is the menial tasks that we do in the classroom that it will be able to help facilitate and make easier, but also I'm excited to see the stuff we can't even imagine or really guess what's going to happen yet.
That's a great analogy. Like how technology revolutionized home life, AI has the potential to transform education. Automating routine tasks is a big part of that. It frees up teachers to focus more on engaging with students and fostering a creative learning environment. And you're right, the most exciting part is the unknown, the innovations and applications we haven't even thought of yet. These could fundamentally change how we approach teaching and learning. What kinds of tasks or areas in the classroom do you think could benefit most from AI assistance?
I think a lot of the menial stuff, whether it's taking roll, making sure attendance is submitted, whether or not even to a certain extent grading, creating some of the content, and I can create the framework, but by using AI to help, I'm able to pull out good quiz questions or create the assessments. I think will be the biggest ones. But what I want to ask you is, what are some of the future forecasting you see with AI in the classroom that we haven't really thought about yet?
Your ideas for AI use in automating tasks and content creation are spot on. As for future possibilities, AI could significantly enhance personalized learning. Imagine AI systems that adapt curriculum in real time based on a student's learning pace and style. Another area could be emotional and social learning support. AI might detect when students struggle not just academically but emotionally, providing early support. Also, AI could enable more immersive learning experiences. Think virtual reality field trips or interactive AI driven simulations that bring complex subjects to life. There's also the potential for AI to foster global classrooms, breaking down geographical barriers and facilitating real time language translation, allowing students from different parts of the world to learn together seamlessly. Finally, AI might play a role in predictive analytics, helping educators identify which interventions work best for different groups of students, leading to more effective educational strategies. It's an exciting time for AI in education, with many uncharted avenues to explore. What do you think about these possibilities?
I think they're exciting. The fact that it's almost like having 30 different teachers in the classroom with 30 different students, because you'll be able to have an AI that is constantly readjusting and customizing potentially the learning experience for that student, where that's something that would have had to have been done, if at all, by a teacher that was in the classroom. And we all know differentiating for 30 different students is it's not easy. It is quite difficult. And so I can't wait to see how the personalized learning can happen on a one-to-one basis when AI is more of a mainstream part of the classroom. I'm also really excited. Something I hadn't thought of that you mentioned is what would it look like when kids put on the VR headsets and they've got them on, and when they look left and right, they're able to see students from not just other classrooms, but other countries. And potentially by using the AI, being able to communicate irregardless of which language they're speaking.
Absolutely. The potential of AI in personalizing learning and creating global interactive classrooms is incredibly exciting. The idea of using AI to tailor the educational experience for each student individually is a game changer. It could mean every student gets the exact support and challenge they need, something that's really hard to achieve in traditional settings. And the virtual reality aspect you mentioned is thrilling. Imagine a history class where students can virtually visit historical sites, or a science lesson where they can explore the solar system. The cross cultural interaction facilitated by AI driven language translation could not only enhance learning, but also foster global understanding and empathy among students from diverse backgrounds. These advancements could redefine the educational experience, making it more engaging, effective, and inclusive. The possibilities for enhancing both the reach and depth of education are boundless. It's an exciting future to look forward to. What do you think will be the key steps to integrate AI effectively in classrooms?
Just like any technology, it's the scaffolding, it's finding out how best we can support the teachers and the students who are ultimately the end users of it, and what that looks like. I think a lot of it is going to be figuring out how to assuage the fear that's going to be around something that not only there's always fear with new, but also something so powerful as AI. I mean, I'm literally having an in-depth conversation with a bot right now. And to me, I find that awesome. But I know that there's definitely people out there that are not as comfortable with technology.
You're absolutely right. The successful integration of AI in education hinges on thoughtful scaffolding and addressing concerns around new technologies. Supporting teachers and students in understanding and using AI is crucial. Professional development for educators is key so they can confidently use AI tools in their teaching. Addressing fears and misconceptions about AI is also important. Transparency about how AI works and its role in the classroom can help. It's vital to reassure educators and parents that AI is a tool to enhance, not replace, the human elements of teaching and learning. Building trust in AI also involves addressing privacy and ethical concerns. Ensuring data security and ethical use of AI in education is critical. The journey towards integrating AI in education is as much about technology as it is about people, their comfort, their trust, and their skills. It's a process of bringing everyone along, showing the tangible benefits, and addressing valid concerns. It's exciting to think about the possibilities, and how we navigate these challenges will shape the future of education. How do you envision the role of teachers evolving as AI becomes more integrated in classrooms?
That's a great question. What I envision, and I know there's a lot of fear around AI replacing jobs and being the person or thing that makes something obsolete. But I think that with AI in the classroom, it's going to be nigh impossible to completely replace what a teacher brings to the classroom. It's almost like having a TA or an assistant in the classroom that's going to allow for that teacher to really focus on what they want to focus on, being able to make those connections and make those relationships, because ultimately the best teachers are the ones that build relationships with students. You don't build relationships, you ain't got nothing, baby.
That's an insightful perspective. The role of AI as an assistant rather than a replacement is key in education. Teachers bring irreplaceable qualities like empathy, understanding, and the ability to inspire and motivate, which AI cannot replicate. AI can handle tasks like grading or administrative work, freeing teachers to focus on what they do best: building relationships, inspiring students, and providing the kind of nuanced, empathetic guidance that only a human can. As AI takes on more of the routine tasks, teachers can become more like mentors or coaches, focusing on developing each student's full potential. This shift could lead to more meaningful interactions in the classroom and a deeper understanding of each student's needs and abilities. The integration of AI in education, done thoughtfully, can enhance the human aspect of teaching rather than diminish it. It's about using technology to empower teachers and enrich students' learning experiences. This balance will likely be central to the successful use of AI in education. Do you see any particular challenges in achieving this balance?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be any challenges, especially trying to find balance. Balance is not something we do well. Just at least I don't find that I do that as well as I would like. Figuring out how we can implement it without relying too much on it to maintain the human connection that is important, but also finding ways to allow it to be a part without completely making it obsolete.
Finding that balance is indeed a significant challenge. Striking the right balance between leveraging AI's capabilities and preserving the indispensable human connection in education requires careful planning and implementation. One key challenge is ensuring that AI complements rather than dominates the educational process. It's crucial to use AI as a tool to enhance teaching and learning, not as a substitute for the human interaction and emotional intelligence that teachers provide. Another challenge lies in accessibility and equity. It's important to ensure that AI driven educational tools are accessible to all students, regardless of their socioeconomic background. There's a risk that reliance on AI could widen the digital divide if not managed carefully. Also, ongoing training and support for educators are vital. Teachers need to feel comfortable and proficient with AI tools to use them effectively in their teaching. And importantly, keeping the focus on educational outcomes rather than technology for technology's sake. The ultimate goal is to improve learning and development for students, not just to integrate the latest tech. Addressing these challenges requires collaboration among educators, technologists, policymakers, and the broader community. It's a journey that needs thoughtful, continuous evaluation and adjustment. It's exciting to think about the possibilities and navigate these challenges to shape a future where AI enriches education while keeping the human connection at its heart. How do you envision the involvement of educators in shaping the future of AI in education?
You know, I just got to say that it is incredible to be having this conversation with AI that is so insightful. And yeah, it is a conversation that is happening with AI itself. But let's go ahead and see what options we can do, specifically with this podcast AI bot, and what it looks like if we tailor it down. What do you think?
Absolutely. It's fascinating to think about tailoring AI specifically for this podcast context. One idea could be using AI to enhance the podcast experience for both you and your listeners. For instance, AI could help in researching and compiling detailed information on topics related to education and school leadership, providing you with rich content for discussions.
You know, let's change this conversation and let's make it a little bit more interview based, where it's a loose conversation that's an interview. Why don't you ask me some questions specifically tailored to AI in education?
Absolutely. Let's switch to an interview format. I'll ask you some questions about AI in education. One, from your experience in education, what do you think are the most promising aspects of AI integration in classrooms? Two, how do you envision AI overcoming some of the common challenges teachers face daily? Three, in your view, what are the key considerations to ensure ethical use of AI in schools? Four, how do you think AI can be used to support students with diverse learning needs? Five, what are your thoughts on preparing educators for the integration of AI in their teaching methods? Six, can you share any concerns you might have about the impact of AI on student privacy and data security? Seven,
Wow,
finally, how do
how
you think
many is she
AI will
gonna
shape the
go?
future of education in the next 10 years? I'm eager to hear your thoughts on these topics.
Well, you know, that's a lot of questions. So I'm just going to dive into the one that really stuck out to me. And I think the best way that AI is going to be developed and integrated in the classroom is more on a grassroots base, because anytime the top down says, hey, you got to do this, it doesn't work out. I don't love when legislative or the district office tells me I have to do something. And I know it's the same way with teachers, and it's the same way with students. It's the same way everywhere. And so I think the biggest key is going to be finding those individuals in your building that you already know who they are, that are very pro technology, love integrating it, and have them start integrating it, whether it be a tech coach, a mentor, and having them in their classroom with it, playing with it, exploring it, and then having those other teachers hear about it from them.
That's a really insightful approach. Starting with grassroots initiatives, led by tech savvy educators, can indeed be more effective than top down mandates. It allows for organic growth and adaptation of AI in ways that suit each unique classroom environment. Leveraging the enthusiasm and expertise of tech oriented teachers can create a more authentic and relatable model for others to follow. It also builds a community of practice where teachers can share experiences, strategies, and tips on integrating AI effectively. In your experience, how do teachers typically respond to new technology like AI? And what support do you think they need to integrate AI successfully in their classrooms?
Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed that little interview. Just made it a short one this week, but I wanted to be able to bring AI on and see what it was like. I've definitely done some conversations and some mock podcasts, even while I'm in my car driving. It's been interesting having some of these conversations with AI while driving to explore some options. And I hope to bring it back. It might be bringing in some bites where we look at books and we discuss it using AI or something. If you enjoyed this, let me know. If this is something you want to hear or see more of, hit me up. Let me know. Otherwise, let me know if it's a big thumbs down and you're like, meh, didn't like it. I think there's some interesting components to it. So, once again, Stewart Hudnall signing off. Good day.